Hey everyone, Shasel here. I hope you're having a great day because I'm bringing you a very exciting update video for Atlas. Atlas, guys, is getting a second mega update. Yes, guys and girls, we're getting a second major update and we're gonna get it in this month of May. Well, technically we might get it at the end of May, beginning of June, because they have a habit of delaying stuff a little bit, but nonetheless, we're getting a second mega update. Quick information before we start: remember to like or dislike the video, as well as to check the links to my Twitch, where I stream both gaming and music composing at least 3 days a week. Back on topic, of course, mega update. There's not gonna be a wipe this time. This is gonna be a genuine early access mega update. And let's look at what we'll be getting, because here I'm seeing a screenshot of the ice box, which I presume is gonna be something like the fridge, but in Atlas. And it looks amazing by the concept art. So now that our first large milestone has made it out the door, the team has been working hard on next major content update. This will include new playable areas, creatures, weapons, items, ship mechanics, and more, much of which we'll be covering in an upcoming live stream. Oh, I'm gonna upload the whole live stream later today after this video, so keep in mind to watch it here, the full live stream. Please keep in mind that this update is an evolving work in progress and thus isn't set in stone. This means that it's open to change, whether it's the visual appearance or the actual intended gameplay purpose it serves. But without further ado, here's a little peek of the content to come. Okay, so Icebox, we know what it's gonna be used for: preserving for a long time the food and everything else that has an expiration date. A high insulation box for transporting ice. What? Can be used to reduce surrounding temperature, extend the spoil time of perishables, and quench your thirst, assuming it's fully stocked. Oh, so it's gonna be like both as a refrigerator and as an air conditioner, which is awesome. It's gonna make it easier to raise babies in more hot environments. And of course, we all know that its main purpose is to extend the spoil time of a lot of stuff. But it might also be possible to keep water inside of it, because it says quench your thirst, so we will see after it releases. Spear gun, an underwater weapon that players can use to launch a piercing spearboat with power and accuracy. So I guess this is gonna be used only underwater, but it's gonna give you a good enough option to deal with sharks and any other underwater creatures. We're getting a new underwater creature, if I'm not mistaken, or one which can be both underwater and on land, but I will see that later when we go through it. Atlas Attis, a torpedo, an underwater missile fired from a torpedo launcher snapped to gun port, which can be aimed down into the ocean to destroy structures built underwater or shoot across the water surface. Cannot travel or be shot above the water surface. Wait, does that mean we're gonna be getting special underwater structures? Or is it gonna become like Subnautica? This is gonna be awesome! Seriously! I mean, if we get some underwater structures, this is gonna be becoming the next Ark. This is definitely gonna become Ark 2.0, because if we are already getting underwater cities for exploration, what's next? Underwater structures to build, like Subnautica. Heavy Cyclops cosmetic. Ooh, so we're getting more armor pieces for cosmetics, for customizing the way we look. But I hope we also get some hammer and weapon customizations. We definitely need those, guys, but this one looks awesome. The heavy armor edition of our Cyclops armor opens the door to intimidating your foes in our tribal themed skin with a little extra heavy metal. This mega update will be loaded with new features and content, and we're excited to get into your hands. There's a lot to come, with an even more planned for the months ahead, which we'll be displaying and discussing in the stream next week. As always, thank you very much for all your feedback and reports. This community is very involved in and passionate, and you guys directly facilitate the evolution and development of Atlas, along with our ability to address issues and bugs. Oh, also, we're getting a special map, which is a single node map. It's like a mod map, but it's officially developed and you can use it. Everyone can use it on their servers, but it's only a single server node. But it's like an Ark map, and you can play and experience Atlas on it. In early June, we expect to be able to release our special mod map, Blackwood, created by ISO, the level designer behind Ark's popular mod map, Crystal Isles. This is not something we'll be supporting specifically on our official network, as it was... Okay, so maybe I'll take my word back for a couple of the stuff I just said, as it was designed and intended to be used for single servers, an example of a stunning mod map that can be hosted unofficially. This specific map will be set up so that you can still enjoy all the mechanics that Atlas has to offer, whilst hosting it on a standalone server with no additional database setup required. And it does look amazing, guys. It definitely looks amazing. So I kind of want to switch to another screen now, which has some more stuff, and it has a little bit of recap stuff on what was said later after the live stream. So before we begin through the content in the mega update, we want to cover some topics that frequently came up in the question and answer thread. Please keep in mind that we're not going to be able to cover everything. However, we will be looking over the thread at your suggestions, feedback, and try to cover more in the coming weeks through these logs and addition to your patches. Will there be a wipe with this mega update? No, we have no plans to wipe the networks with the next mega update. As I said, the game is in early access, and they apparently have made the wise decision, because we cannot get a wipe after every mega update. If we're gonna get a mega update each month or 2 months, that's kind of useless. The game is in early access, and we don't want to be afraid to make big changes for the betterment of the game in the long run. But we balance that with the time you guys have invested and feedback you've provided. Sorry, sometimes I'm really bad. I'm overexcited, guys. Adding new content, including exploring areas, doesn't necessarily mean that the wipe will be necessary. The last mega update required the wipe, as we were making some grand changes to the core game, like claiming and ownership surveillance. And we look at the type of situation as an extreme case which would advance the game's development. Does Atlas have a lore? Do you guys plan to explore that throughout quests or other means? The world of Atlas has a history and lore that we're building through the environment and things like discovery zones and nodes. We're handling this similarly to the early days of Ark. If you remember, Ark didn't exactly have a lore in the beginning, so it's exactly the same way, where the lore was sprinkled in, but none of the dots could really be connected. Over the course of development, as we solidify our game mechanics and technical features, you might start to see more of this lore introduced into the world in various ways that ties everything together. We have some really fun stuff planned for the future in terms of quest lines and world building. So I'm excited to see how well they develop that, and if it's gonna be bigger. I presume it's gonna be a lot bigger than Ark, considering the Kraken was the first thing we got here as a boss, so I have high expectations for Atlas. What's planned for the state of piracy as an action? We know that this is a question that has been raised a lot, and especially recently with this update's reveal of content that may not be as pirate focused as some would like. We're interested in how these various pieces of content play out, and it's important to state that what is in the current game may not be in the ultimate game. This means we're going to try different things and experiment a lot, especially throughout early access. Over the weeks and months ahead, the game will continue to evolve as we sail towards our goal of making the most fun pirate fantasy game, as opposed to the most realistic pirate game. So this means we're going for fun and not realism, which is something I quite honestly enjoy a lot more. I mean, if you guys want to play a more realistic pirate game, Skull and Bones is going to be coming at the end of this year, so you might switch to that one. If you want to play more fun and not so realistic, then Atlas is the game for you. On that note, this upcoming mega patch does introduce a fair bit of content related to seafaring and the pirate playstyle, and we'll continue to look into ways we can further establish this via new multidimensional gameplay mechanics, as well as rebalancing and tweaking existing systems. Whereas the Pirate Hat cosmetic from playing pre 1.5, it's coming. Between addressing bugs and server performance along with working on the mega patch, it's kind of got stuck into our pipeline. Yes, we will give you all your fancy hats soon, so sorry for the wait. Apparently we might be getting an Xbox version. Anything about PS4? Why only an Xbox? Come on, Wildcard, give us something for PS4. What are we PS4 owners supposed to do? Xbox. We're going to have some very exciting Xbox news for you in the coming months. We're thrilled to have you aboard. Our plans haven't changed and can't wait to bring you into it this year. Stay tuned. Okay, so Xbox is getting this year, and what, PlayStation is left for the next one? Good job, Grapeshot. Just good job. I'm kind of disappointed. And now onto the update itself. Unlike the last mega patch, this one is more content focused and less systemic. Okay, we still plan to make more systemic changes, however, we want to give our previous changes some time to settle, so we can see how they play out and decide what steps we'd like to take next. For this patch, we'll be introducing some new weapons, combat-related items for players and ships, structures, items to generally improve quality of life, cosmetics, creatures, and unexplorable area, the Ice Dungeon. Also, we're finally getting our first dungeon. New cosmetics, the Hydra steering wheel, Hydra armor set, and Cyclops heavy armor set. So this is, I think the first picture is the Cyclops heavy armor set that we saw previously. And this should be the Hydra armor set. Similar to our other skins, these will be purchasable at your local free port. I like the Hydra one more. The Cyclops not bad, but the Hydra one looks better. And finally, ooh, the Hydra wheel definitely looks awesome. But I guess you have to kill the Hydra in order to unlock the cosmetics, so be prepared to do that, guys, if you haven't already done it. It will be the first time we will have a skin steering wheel, and it's applied by accessing the inventory and equipping it in the skin slot. The skins will be able to be painted, and we plan to have many more exotic wheel skins in the future. That's awesome. That's just awesome. Okay, so the torpedo launcher. It looks amazing, guys. Look at the brown guy that's behind it. Okay, no racism intent, guys. Just he's brown. He's cool brown looking. Torpedo launchers are a new Golden Age ruin item which allows crew and captains to fire torpedoes at their targets. The launcher must be snapped to a gun port location and can be used manually or via the captain's firing mode. Shooting a torpedo at or above the water surface will make it follow the path on the surface, and angling it downwards will have it follow the trajectory like a missile. That's an interesting way to use the mechanics. We can assure you that we are aware of the ways in which torpedoes could be problematic in terms of meta, and we will be keeping a close eye on their balance. Yeah, I agree, guys. Please keep a very close eye on the balance and don't let any unnecessary actions happen, and don't let the new feature ruin the game for a lot of people. I don't want to see galleons getting sank by a one-shot torpedo or something like that. New boat attachment cargo racks. Are we going to be able to finally transport animals and a lot of stuff? A new storage option for medium and large boats. The cargo rack is snapped to dinghy hanger locations and will significantly reduce the weight of any item inside of its inventory. The cargo rack can only be accessed when the boat has anchored, and if the boat is sunk, the cargo rack will turn into a special flotsam which contains the inventory floating out at sea, providing the potential for it to be stolen by another pirate crew. So this means we're gonna get a feature, and we're gonna definitely be doing transport ship designs from now on, and this is something I was very interested in doing, but there was no way to do it. But this thing opens up a lot of possible new designs, and I'm excited. New cart attachment, large storage box. Ooh! Now we can transport a lot with our horses. Cargo carts now own up to their name skin and can carry additional cargo. Attach a large storage chest to a cargo cart will automatically reduce the weight of the items. This effect will be disabled on ships to help players transport resources more easily on land. New tool, a fishing net. Pleasantly pass the time at sea or on long journeys as you cast your new fishing net to satisfy your hunger and deepen your pockets. New ballista ammo, bolt harpoon. Stop your fleeing enemies in their tracks and reel them in with the new bolt ballista harpoon. Load up your ballistic and fire the projectile. If it successfully attaches you and your target will be unable to move. Reel them in before they destroy the harpoon. You can only successfully harpoon same or smaller ship classes. So this means we can do some crazy stuff with galleons and brigantines to smaller and the same size ships. New weapon spear, the spear gun, we already talked about this, with a highly accurate piercing projectile, a rapid reload rate and the ability to reuse ammo. The spear gun is the best choice for your underwater weaponry. New creature, an elephant. Well, this looks like a mix between a camel and an elephant and a gazelle. Seriously, why did you mix three animals? This quirky looking creature narrowly avoided being burdened with the moniker, the camel-elephant. The camel elephant. Seriously, the unique elephant possesses some utilitarian attributes based around water. Water can be collected as you ride it across fertile land or by drinking from lakes, and the considerate elephant will store it. So it's basically like, how was the name of that dinosaur in Ark? The one introduced with Scorched Earth. There was a dinosaur which could keep water, so it's the same thingy, but with a different model and a different name and a strange combination of animals in it. Store it, distribute it amongst water containers, or spit it in a friend's eye. Oh, that's interesting. The delicately legged creature also has the potential to be more heroic than it may appear by being put to use in extinguishing fires. Oh, so definitely bring one on your ship. New creature, giant Tortuga. Tell me we can tame this beast. We're pretty fond of this creature and the aspects it can bring to players' experience of the game. In some ways, the Tortuga... Why did you name him Giant Tortuga and then you say in some ways the Tortuga acts like an armored personnel carrier and in others it is similar to organic submarine? Nestle under its sectioned shell for protection or stay sheltered as it plunges into the depths and affords its passengers reduced oxygen consumption. So basically, this is gonna be like a tank, a submarine and a tank all in together, and you're gonna be able to hide inside of it. Is that how it's supposed to be? Then I presume it's bigger than it looks, because here it doesn't look that big, but maybe in game it's gonna be taller and I think twice as high as a human. But it has an interesting design and an interesting mechanic, so I can't wait to test it out. Fine, is it this the final thing? No, we have more. New level, Ice Dungeon. I think I released a picture of this ice dungeon, an enormous dungeon found deep in the depths of the polar region. We can see that this was clearly once occupied by pathfinders but now deserted. Rumor has it that they were slaughtered, or the fear of legendary and elusive mythical beasts steered them away. This is definitely gonna be interesting. Additional mega patch notes. New weapon, crossbow, I think already mentioned this. New structure, 3x4 medium gates. New structure, icebox, already talked about this. New resource, ice, must be harvested from cold zones. Decays relatively quickly if not in insulated storage. Can be consumed to reduce temperature for a short duration. 15 seconds per ice cube, maximum 5 minutes. Relatively heavy. New feature, company-wide map markers, finally. New feat, instant hotbar equipped. Okay, quality of life, structure weights now display on items. Revamped skill tree UI, oh, can't wait to see it. Breathing temperature gate adjustments, and faster reload skills now also scale the corresponding equip time. With more notes still to come. We already talked about Blackwood. This was basically it for this video. There's a lot of stuff to process, a lot of stuff to discuss. Be sure to drop a comment down below with feedback on what you think about all of these changes and all the stuff that are coming. I think it's pretty exciting, and I'm glad that the Grapeshot Games are doing a lot for us and compensating us for the initial launch and making the game a better place. So yeah, thanks as always for watching, guys and girls. Be sure to give the video a like or a dislike as you see fit, and also to check the links in the description to my Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord community, and Facebook page, where I invite you to follow me. Finally, of course, if you want to see more content like this, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon in order to get notifications. This is everything from me for this video. See you on the next one. Shadow Strider out.